Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a dazzled or disappointed for you on something that is really exciting, and a lot of y'all have asked me if I was going to do a review on this product, and I was actually waiting for it to release on Sephora's website. Then I ended up finding out that Tarte was selling a bundle, and Sephora was not going to carry that bundle, so I ended up, because the 3 items I had wanted to pick up at Sephora were going to total the price of this bundle anyways, I figured that I would bite the bullet and buy this mammoth of a bundle product with pretty much everything in the collection. So I figured I would pick up this bundle of the Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust collection by Tarte. So I have been using this for several days now. I have thoughts and opinions for you. I'm wearing it today. And so if you have been curious as to if anything in this collection is right for you, then just keep on watching and we'll go through it together. Okay, so if you are curious about the bundle, I am loving how brands are now releasing bundles almost kind of like what you would get in PR. Now, I don't receive anything in PR. My channel is still really tiny to get something like that, but I do like the concept of being able to get everything if you are wanting everything, and in the pretty packaging where you can store it, which is nice. So I do like that concept. You also save a little bit of money because they usually knock a few dollars off of what it would have been to buy each product individually, and that is the case here. So this, first off, the box is really pretty. It's some of the prettiest packaging I've ever seen, and that's one thing about Tarte is that they always are on point when it comes to their packaging. They do the cutest, the prettiest, just their packaging is always some of my favorite. And this box is, so it's a clear box, it's got a clear cover, but in the plastic of this clear cover is a bunch of star, like confetti or glitter or whatever it's called. I don't know if you can see that in there without it being super reflective, but there is a ton of that in here. You can see all of that at the bottom, and then it opens up. See if I can do this without breaking something here. So, and this is what it looks like. So it did come with the brush set. It came with the eyeshadow palette. It came with the blush, the mascara, and this body glitter, which I have not yet used. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the eyeshadow palette and the blush, kind of walk you through how I have found the brushes to perform. The 3 things I was going to pick up, just so that you know, are the was the brush set, the eyeshadow palette, and the blush, and so that was going to cost $110. And this whole bundle ended up being $110, which I know is kind of steep, but it adds up quickly if you're looking to piece together different items from a collection, so this really was the best way to go. The other thing is that I couldn't find, usually on the individual boxes, is where it tells you where the products are made, and I have not been able to find, unless I am just totally missing it, I have not been able to find on the back of this package where all of this was made. I'm going to assume the brush set was made in PRC, just as the last 2 have been the unicorn and the mermaid. And based on the feel of the brush, of the hairs, I would assume that is, that follows suit. I'm gonna also assume that these 2 were made in PRC, the eyeshadow palette and the blush. Let me see if it's on the back of the, I didn't think to look on the back of the, oh, okay, cool. So the palette was made in the USA, and then let's see what the blush says. I didn't realize that it was on the back of the actual product. Duh. And the blush is also made in the USA. The brushes, again, I am assuming they were made in PRC. I don't know that for sure. So if I am wrong, feel free to correct me. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and start with the eyeshadow palette. We'll jump into the blush, and we'll go from there. Okay, so first off, the eyeshadow palette is so pretty. Just again, the packaging on everything on this was perfection, but the cover is basically all glitter, and it's got some stars throughout. It is a smooth, for the most part, a smooth surface. It's not that chunky glitter type of feel, so it's got like that acrylic over it, and it's got like rose gold packaging on the back. And this is going to be your typical, those round palettes, like for, again, the unicorn palette, for example, their Rainforest of the Sea palettes, those round ones. This is along those same lines. You've got the mirror right there that says Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust on the mirror. And then this is what the palette looks like right there. So you've got a highlight shade in the middle. And then you've got the little shades that surround it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the shades are those kind of more metallic type finish. The rest are matte, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 10 shades total, 6 matte, 4 of the foiled shades. So let me get to swatching and I'll be right back with those swatches. For the first 4, we have Magic, Mystical, Wish, and Gossamer. And this is one swipe swatch across the hand. That's what those look like right there. So these two being the metallic, these two being the matte shades. And I am wearing both of the matte shades today. And I am also, which one did I wear? Okay, I'm not wearing either of those metallic shades. So that's what those look like. I will be right back with the next set. For the next 4, we have, let's see, Frolic, Twinkle, Flitter, and Wonder. And those metallic type shades are the type that, like, as soon as you swipe it, they get really crumbly because they're pretty soft. But that's what those look like right there. And the shade I am wearing on my lid is called Twinkle. It's the gold, which is this one right here. For the last 3 swatches, we have, let's see, Whimsical, Giggle, and this is the highlight, which I don't know what it's called. Is it supposed to have a name? Gosh, I feel unprepared in not knowing what the name of that highlight is, but I don't see that it has a name. So we're just gonna go with it. So it is what I'm wearing on my cheeks today as my highlight. That's the highlight. These are the 2 mattes. And now that we have gone through that, I'm actually going to jump into the blush real quick, and that way we don't go through all of the palette and then go over all of the blush. This way we're going to go over all of it at the same time. So the packaging on this is also what had me wanting to buy it. I really wasn't as intrigued about the shade of the blush as I was the packaging of the product. So basically it's just a bunch of star confetti or star sparkle, glitter, whatever it's called, holographic. It's very pretty. This matches the palette in that it's also rose gold, and the shade name is called Fairy Flush. This is, so of course, typical Tarte, you've got the mirror, and then this is what the shade looks like. So it appears to be like a very neutral nude type of shade. So let me swatch it for you. It is the 12-hour Amazonian Clay formula, Amazonian Clay 12-hour blush. And that's what that looks like right there. So really, really neutral, as you can tell. And I'm hoping you're going to be able to see the swatch. That's it right there. So let's just go ahead and go into thoughts for both the eyeshadow palette and the blush now that we've done all that. Let me zoom you in so that I can show you what I am wearing on my eyes today. So I already told you I'm wearing the highlight that is on my cheeks. Then let's see if I can even remember. So I am wearing Giggle in my crease. I am also wearing, well, let's see. Okay, Wish is the darker shade. That's what I'm wearing on the outer portion of the lid. I took that reddish shade called Mystical, put it in the crease as well, a little bit lower than the Giggle shade. And then all over the lid is Twinkle, which is that gold shade right there. So let me zoom you in real quick. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through that one more time. Oh, I also forgot to mention my brow bone. I am wearing Gossamer on my brow bone, which is that matte kind of bone shade. I am wearing Giggle on the crease, a little bit lower than that. I'm wearing the reddish shade, which is called Mystical. Outer portion of the lid is Wish, and then on the lid itself is the gold metallic type shade called Twinkle. Forgot to also tell you on the lower lash line, I am wearing Wish also, as you can see right there. And then I have got some of Giggle right here as well. On the inner corners, I went in with the Cover FX glitter drops in the shade Aurora, which are the pink shade, and which is the pink shade, and that's why it looks a little bit more sparkly there in the inner corner. That's nothing from this palette. Also, so highlight is from the palette, and then the blush is the blush from this collection as well. So that's what that looks like on the face. So let's just go ahead and go into thoughts for this collection, because And so this is going to be obviously thoughts on the palette and the blush. These were what I was most excited about, especially the palette, but because of the packaging, I can get super excited about something based on the packaging. So, okay, you know how when you want to really, really love something because it is just so pretty? I feel like Tarte is one of my preferred brands. It's one of my favorite brands because I feel like they come out with a lot of super cute stuff. Their packaging is amazing. Usually the product is really good. And so I just assumed I was going to love this. Now let me kind of give you a couple of things. The first few times I used it with a brush. I used it dry, I used it wet, and that some of these shades already have kind of like, it looks like I was picking at them. They already have like some, not holes, but kind of. And so a wet brush will do that to these metallic shades. I will also tell you that I still don't understand all the hate on the Anastasia Subculture palette about the kick up, because I don't go in with a heavy and rough hand. I go in very gentle when I grab my eyeshadows, and this one created so much kick up that I was just like, wow, it was like literally just a bunch of loose powder that I had to blow off. Also, I will tell you that there are 2 or 3 matte shades in here. So like this dark one right here called Wish, and then Whimsical right here. They're very, very dry and chalky to the touch, that very stiff feeling. So those are a few thoughts for that. Now I also will tell you that you have to build some of these shades up quite a bit. When I say quite a bit, I mean like 2, 3, 4 times even, depending on the desired intensity that you want it to be. Now I will say for the last couple of days I used my finger to apply the metallic shades as I usually would. I don't know why I was using a brush for so long. Day after day I was using a brush, and I'm like, why am I just not loving this as much as I thought I would? And I went in with finger the last couple of days, and it made the world of difference. So these last couple of days have been the days where I have really been loving the looks that this palette can create, but not so much the days prior to that. So that is the deal on this. I don't know that I'm dazzled by it. I really don't. I like it. I like it quite a bit. I like now that I have kind of figured out what works best for my eyelids and what kind of brings out the best as far as color pigmentation. I don't know. I don't know that I am just dazzled by it. So that's that. The highlighter is amazing. It is just super, super glowy, very, very intense. It gives you a very, not wet look, but just a very glistening look. I like it very, very much. So it's perfect for inner corner, even brow bone, but highlight, this thing is incredible. Don't get me wrong, I like this palette now that I've really learned how to play with it, but I'm not in love with it, dazzled by it. So dazzled by the packaging, absolutely, just not as dazzled about the product inside. Now let me go on to the blush. Okay, so the blush is going to kind of be along those same lines. I do like it very much, but so I already kind of knew it was going to be a soft flush of color. I, based on pictures, didn't think it was going to be anything super out of this world, like intense as far as color payoff. So the packaging is stellar for me. That is a Dazzled 100%. The thing about the color, and I do very much like it on my skin tone, I have to build it up, so I go in 2 or 3 times. I am a light medium skin tone. My ladies with like medium and deep skin tone, you're not going to be able to get any use out of this. There's not going to be any point in picking this up because it's not going to show up on your skin tone. So that was just a little bit confusing to me. I get it. The whole fairies are light pinks, and I get it, kind of like nudes and stuff like that. But this one was like super light, so it's kind of geared to a skin tone that's going to be fair, light, and possibly light medium like me. So that was the disappointment on my end for this. Again, I do like how it applies once I build it up, but it's just not one of those things where it's like, this is the most amazing thing in the world, aside from the packaging, because I love the packaging. So that's the scoop on the palette and the blush. As far as the palette, I'm just going to let you know that there have been so many brands coming out with shades like this, like the cranberry type shades, that honestly, if you already have those types of shades in your collection, you don't need this. Now, if you're a sucker like me and you love packaging, you do love Tarte, and you like collecting their palettes, then you're probably going to want to pick this up. But so I like it very much. It's just not a Dazzled for me. Now let me take you to the brush set. So you do get a total of 5 brushes. Now whenever they do these special edition type of brushes, I find that the bristles are a little bit too soft. They're just not as dense as I would like them to be. So it's harder to apply product. Sorry for all that noise. I was having to pop them out of the box. So let me kind of run you through these real quick. I love, love, love the star detailing on the end. That's really what suckered me into wanting the brush set, is because it feels so Disney princess. It feels so fairy godmother from Cinderella, because it's got like the star on the end, so it feels like a little wand. I just really, really like the detail on that. So the eyeshadow brush is fine. I did not have any kind of issue with it. Now, this is the brush I was using both wet and dry to apply the shades on from that eyeshadow palette, so I'm not sure if that had anything to do with the way it was applying. I don't know, but I do so far like the brush. This brush right here, I'm gonna tell you, I feel like they come out with one of these in every one of these special sets that they release, and I never get good use out of these because they're just so flimsy that I don't seem to figure out what I can use it on that will work for me. So I don't know. If you have ideas of what I can use this for, please let me know, because I just am not a fan of the longer flimsy brushes. I like to, I like the denser brushes that just are a little bit more stiff and can apply product pretty easily, pick it up pretty easily. This brush right here I have been using for highlight, and it has been working just great. Still doesn't replace my Anastasia A23, but it's a really good substitute if you needed a highlight brush. You could probably use it for other things as well. This brush right here is just kind of, this one's a little too dense. I feel like I'm being high maintenance here. So this one's a little, I don't like contour brushes like this because I find that it ends up making my contour look very muddy. I prefer going in with like a bronzing brush and just kind of just super casual, making like a contour there. So that just gives me the best result. So I tried using this for just regular bronzer the other day, and it was like dense, dense, dense. And so I'm not super as crazy about this one. And then this one I liked very much. I have been using this as a bronzing brush. These are the types that I like best for bronzing, or these fluffier type of brushes that kind of just get real easy along the hairline, along the forehead, all that good stuff. So I liked that one very much too. So I would say, if you really like just the little special effects like this. Now, some would say it looks like kids' makeup. You can't have it, you can't please everyone, right? So there are some of us that really love this type of packaging, this type of detail, and if you do, I say go for it. Grab the brush set. It is $42. I don't think I mentioned how much the blush was. I want to say it's $27, or it's either $27 or $29. The palette is $39, so like I said, the brush set, the palette, and the blush were going to equal $110 anyways if I would have ordered them from Sephora. And so just so that you know also what this set comes with, if I can get this thing out. So you do get a Lights, Camera, Lashes mascara. This is nothing new. This is their regular Lights, Camera, Lashes mascara. It's just in the pretty pink sparkle packaging, and comes with the little star charm, which is super cute. And then you also get kind of the body and hair glitter, which I have not yet used. I'm going to save it for a special occasion, but that's what that comes with. I was hoping it would come with the little fake kind of paper mache flowers. It did not. I'm pretty certain that was PR, but that's okay. So this will be saved, but I have seen it in pictures, people using it, and it looks really, really nice. And so basically paying what I would have paid at Sephora, I ended up getting this for free, and then the pretty box it came with, which was worth it to me. So all in all, I'm glad I picked it up. I really am. I love the packaging. I am glad I own this palette and this blush, this brush set. However, I don't think it's a must for you. I think there's just kind of some misses there that just don't make it a super Dazzled for me. Again, the blush just, the tone, it's buildable for me. It's not going to be buildable for everybody. The palette, I found I had to really work at it to figure out. I can usually pick up how things are going to work on me, how best to apply it on myself pretty quickly, and with this one it took me a few days. And so just know that you might have to kind of tweak a little bit, figure out how it's going to work best on you. Applied with the finger for those metallic shades is best, and then of course the brush set I think is worth it if you want the little special detailing on this. So all in all, it's not a Dazzled for me, but glad I picked it up. Alright guys, I hope you found this review helpful. Again, I know several of you have asked me about it, so I hope that you found this beneficial on whether you should pick any of those products up or not. Before I let you go, I do want to give you the verse of the day. Today's comes from Psalm 9:10, and of course those of you who are new to my channel, this is in the means of encouraging you, of giving you some inspiration, some positivity in your day, and what better way than to give you a scripture verse. So from Psalm 9:10 it comes from, and it says, "Those who know your name will trust in you, for you, Lord, have never forsaken those who seek you." All right, guys, thank you all so much. If you are new to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing. No pressure, but I'd love to have you as part of this YouTube family. If you're looking to find me on Instagram, you can find me at Michelle's Glamour. And until next time, I will see y'all very soon. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.